Boyd said that yesterday after listening to Dr. Mc In-Liar present his first budget address. She said she can now conclude that the new Minister of Finance is even more evil than Tomatay Skerrit. Dr. Mc In-Liar has amputated his moral compass, and now the Moral Amputee is standing with crutches spewing his new unethical attributes. The helper said just how ungrateful Greta dropped her values she got from her mom, Ma Roberts, and started preaching her blasphemous gospel according her financial demon Lunatic Roosevelt. Boyd said yesterday Dr. Mc In-Liar stood up in Parliament like an overused Ganya stick and had the stoned audacity to say that Dominica has the best health care in the Caribbean. Under the watch of the Consciousless Ganja Man as Minister of Health, the entire health care system continued to hemorrhage, and he didn't have at least a piece of clean cloth at the Morguepital to stop it. She said that Infact Dr Mc In-Liar increased the hemorrhaging by building the Marigot Leakpital. The helper said that the same Dr. Mc In-Liar had to seek medical attention overseas after Dunce Mel stressed him out during the COVID pandemic. And presently Tomatay Skerrit's aunt, Auntie Beryl, is in Gwada doing surgery. Boyd said that health care has gotten so bad in Dominica. The new Minister of Health Assani Knights is now labeled as the Minister of Death because of the acute increase in avoidable deaths at the Morguepital. She said that the Morguepital lacks most of its must-have medicine. Meanwhile, the Zanfan Malédysion has Anthony Haiden controlling $7.9 billion of RCBI money overseas. The helper said that the Minister of Death, Assani Knights, is even more unethical, greedy and dangerous. But he will leave Assani Knights for Bendweak and Kaka from Maho to deal with him. The chef said that if Dominicans fail to deal with Tomatay Skerrit once and for all, she will shut down the kitchen permanently and move to the Saints. She said she has reconfirmed that Tomatay Skerrit sold part of the historic Botanic Gardens to a Chinese developer. In 2015, the starboy of stupidity went to Parliament and gave range DMA. Boyd said that yesterday after listening to Dr. Mc In-Liar present his first budget address. Evil meant 15 acres of our protected wetlands at Carbets, and we did nothing. The helper said that the honey historian even PWE Kui to Boyd'S. The chef said that Tomatay Skerrit gave the posse agricultural station to Chinese and we did nothing. Now the Chinese are building another structure at the back of the coffee plant, next to the same posse agricultural station without the knowledge of posse Parl Rep Harry Fernie. And we are doing nothing. Lunatic Roosevelt took the Grand Bay agricultural station to build ghetto apartments, and we did nothing. If we allowed a nominated crime minister to sell the Botanic Gardens and do nothing before it is destroyed, and we do nothing, she will wash my hands. The helper said just how Molly the donkey washes her hands and go to her mom's house whenever the demons are riding her tormented husband. The chef said that the asylum ducking crime minister increased a copy for a birth, marriage and deaths by 300%. She said imagine someone from Fontainebleau and Petite Soufriere has to want up Peween de jour to go to Roseau for a birth certificate. They have to pay a bus $25 round trip and $20 for the birth paper. After that the person can no longer buy a bread and saltfish and juice from Bolo on $50. The helper said tell the starboy of stupidity to take his pothead. Dr. Mc In-Liar presented 2023/24 budget address and dump it at Sukal. Just how he is dumping the old tiles and other items from his tormented vacase mansion, hoping to dump his demons away. The assistant chef said Tomatay Skerrit and Mrs. Mia Motley are involved in high office corruption against Dominica. She said she has reconfirmed with rubber stamp authentication that Mr. Mia Motley is the chief financier behind Jose Construction from Barbados. The helper said just how Lil Willie Tony is the chief financier behind his bird, but calling Mc In-Liar is the Minister of Home Affairs behind the racist swine's bird into swine's house. The assistant chef said that Tomatay Skerrit gave Mr. Mia Motley a no-bid contract to extend the Melville Hall Airport's runway. The nominated crime minister allowed Mr. Mia Motley to sneak in her heavy equipment through Longhouse, then to Marigot. She said now Crystal Field Vaughn is staging a protest for work on the said project, because the Chinese don't want to cap on Gwen Jill on the Chinese enclave in Wesley. The helper said just how Rolling Roland wants Austri Lang Sal nowhere close to him. The assistant chef said that Mr. Mia Motley is a very wicked woman to be taken advantage of. Dominica is such a ruthless manner. She said she knows that the starboy of stupidity and a member of Mr. Mia's colorful underground group. She said that her aunt's Bajan husband divorced her and joined the colorful understand group because he is more attracted to girly men. The helper said that it seems like Mr. Mia Motley does spank the big dudeish clown to deparl submission and gets anything she wants in Dominica. Boyd said to tell Flashy Claudie that the kitchen is coming to strip him naked for the new rates in the budget, especially against the credit unions that his FSU endorsed. She said that Flashy Claudie should tell his Padna who just got married to stop going into women DMs begging them for clothes and money. The assistant chef said that she wants to know if unclassy Tassie into Stargirl of stupidity. The assistant chef said she agreed that Mel Nom shoplifter toddler Lackey is shameless when she saw her in Parliament photoing. The helper said that she wants to know Reverend George is going to speak about the sexual abuse of young women at his church.